doesn't matter the gender at all. It's just a mindset. 6 minutes. Imagine a mindset, a society where being told how to be in a relationship was done by the ones you got a chance to see and witness and observe for your own self, like by your parents or by someone that you truly respected the value of their word, which should be like your parents, but it's not like that for everyone. But there is that one person that we all do kind of have a respect factor for, that we did listen to and we did heed their words. It stuck with us. Imagine seeing the example of love for the principles and the virtues, the values, the beautifulness behind it all. Imagine not having to see parents separated. Imagine not having to see trauma because mom and dad or whoever the guardians are at ends with each other, fighting, not realizing that a child is watching. One of the most beautifulest things in this world is the mind of a child. It's like a sponge. The things that we experience, our environments that we're surrounded by, our atmosphere, the things we interact with, the things we allow to, subconsciously mold ourselves into without realizing that we're molding ourselves into it. Imagine not having to go through any of that in like a traumatic way. Like, so imagine the opposite of it. Imagine experiencing, observing nothing but pure beauty of it. Kind of not persuaded. You know how they say talking to babies like a baby doesn't really teach them much vocabulary. So when it comes down to not infants but toddlers, you talk to them regular. Like you would not another human being that's an adult, but another human being that's around their age. Not only it teaches them better vocabulary, but how much would you actually give a fuck if someone was coming to you like, "Hey, Justice, that's a good Justice. Yup, mm-hmm. So my gosh, look at you." Like, first of all, are you okay? To be sat down, walked with, not held, no, don't hold our hand, don't coddle us, but treat us as if one day we're gonna grow up to be adults ourselves, just like mom and dad are. Don't raise a child into a adult, but don't forget that that child will one day also be an adult. You know what I'm saying? Does that make a better analogy? Lead by example, be the example, and hope that that example is picked up, received, and formed in its own way that still holds true beauty. Hell, they upheld it, kind of just like they uphold teaching kids. This is how a boyfriend and girlfriend is supposed to be like on Disney shows. Did you notice that cartoons and shows like that on Disney, Nickelodeon, movies? Hell, us kids, we watch that. To us, that's what a relationship is supposed to be. I know girls think that. We see movies and we're not told that half of that is bullshit, right? For some odd reason, as kids, females are told, "Oh, sweetie, if Jarvis comes over and pushes you on the ground, that just means Jarvis really likes you." That's foul. That's such bullshit. I'm like, ooh, who invented that toxic torture? He likes me, but all this push around shit is kind of leaving bruises. Love. Like, therapy. If boys weren't told and badgered into their minds that it's not okay to express your emotions and to be okay with feeling vulnerable and being confused and not having to be tough and rough all the time. Imagine the amount of openness that a man's heart will be willing to blossom into. See the truth. That it does matter how we make other people feel. And it does matter how we represent ourselves in front of one another and each other, especially as parents. I like to imagine a reality like that because I feel like a reality like that won't be perfect, but I can promise you that the disappointment of divorce and failed relationships will be substantially low. Because once you have a respect for something and you value it, it starts to become a second nature. It's not even something that you have to practice anymore. It's just a part of you. Just like wanting others to do good and be their best selves. That should be more than just a practice. That should just be what it is, because it should be a second nature. So if boys had that second nature implanted into them, like that reality I'm speaking of, I feel like guys would treat women a lot better. They would stop looking at women like sexual objects. It would be a beautiful, beautiful thing if shows didn't sexualize teenage relationships and paint that fantasy. Oh, there would be a lot of females who wouldn't so easily feel like they should throw it out there and do whatever they need to do, which what they don't need to do. But what they're trying to do is just keep that boy happy, so they're going to do anything they can to make that boy happy, right? Because all they want to do is just be loved like these girls in these shows. So imagine we got rid of those shows, and that the parents got their shit together, and that we all slowly got our shit together. That's a beautiful reality right there, right? But instead, we're shown divorce. Instead, we're shown abusive relationships. We're shown households that don't have mom and dad together. We're shown that it's okay to pick shitty men, or that it's okay to bring multiple women around your sons, fellas. That it's okay to yeah, did you get laid yet? Ah, he's still young. Ah, you don't know nothing. That it's not okay to do that, and it's okay that you're still a virgin, because technically you don't know what the fuck you're doing anyways, because there's a lot of adult men that still don't know what the fuck they're doing, right? Sorry, ladies, but it's the truth. Fellas, not pointing out anyone, but if it's you, you know it's you. Oh man, I got up in there and smashed. That's a pure example of who they are. Anyone that says that out loud confidently, it's like, oh, you're a dumbass. Okay.